the smell of napalm in the morning.
One of cinema's most iconic lines delivered by one of Hollywood's most talented actors. That was actor Robert Duvall in the 1979 classic Apocalypse Now.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Duvall died over the weekend. His wife posted the news along with a tribute on Facebook, saying in part, Bob passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by love and comfort. To the world, he was an Academy Award-winning actor, a director, a storyteller. To me, he was simply everything. His passion for his craft was matched only by his deep love for characters, a great meal, and holding court. For each of his many roles, Bob gave everything to his characters and to the truth of the human spirit they represented. Now, in addition to Apocalypse Now, Duvall was known for scene-stealing roles in movies like The Godfather. He won an Oscar for 1983's Tender Mercies. He also won 4 Golden Globes and 2 Emmys during his long career. Robert Duvall was 95 years old. But in addition to his work in Hollywood, Duvall also had strong ties to the DMV. He lived on a horse farm in Middleburg, Virginia, and was an active member of the community. And tonight, Middleburg Mayor Bridge Littleton joins us now live to talk more about Robert Duvall, his contributions to Middleburg, and more. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here.
Absolutely happy to be with you guys.
Can you talk a little bit about your memories of Robert Duvall, both the actor and as the Fauquier County resident?
Sure. I mean, everybody knows his background as an actor, but, you know, his legacy to the community. I mean, Mr. Duvall, he was just a regular guy. You'd see him around town or in the plains, which is near where his farm was, and he always had a kind word, would always chat to anybody. He gave out trophies at local horse races and horse shows. He was a really big supporter of nonprofit events, fundraisers for schools. He helped raise a lot of money for the fire department for a new fire truck. And he had a real special affinity for veterans and would take extra time to sign things for them, shake their hands, spend time with them. And I think the biggest legacy he's going to leave in our area is he was truly instrumental in protecting and conserving this area that he really loved, the open spaces. And he spoke often at many government meetings, very much like the Apostle, and helped keep giant power lines devastating the region. He was a great guy.
That's my favorite movie of his of all time. Got the Oscar nomination. I think it was 1997 for The Apostle. A fantastic movie. Let me ask you this. So Robert Duvall has played incredible characters of depth, of a really great range. What do you think it is about Middleburg and his relationship with the incredible area here that influenced him as an actor in these years, especially later years, to put out these incredible characters?
Yeah, I mean, I think he was born in California, but he was raised just one county over from here. So I think that's part of, that's how he grew up. It's part of his character. It's part of his nature. And I think one of the best things that you can say about Robert Duvall, I mean, he was always kind-hearted and even soft-spoken when you saw him, but he was the definition of just a neighbor, and I think that genuine community sense and community spirit came through in all the characters that he played. So what you saw in person is what you saw on screen a lot as well.
Wow. So we heard in the tribute from his wife that he, in addition to acting, he loved a great meal. He loved holding court. Can you tell us about some of the places that he may have enjoyed a great meal or held court down in the Piedmont area in Middleburg and the Plains?
Sure. I mean, one of the most famous stories is right near his home in the Plains. There is a restaurant, I should say, called the Rail Stop. And when he moved back to the area and bought the farm, you could see him there just about every day. And he actually was a co-owner of the restaurant for a number of years. He enjoyed it so much. I think one of the best stories about him was when a local boy was diagnosed with cancer. Mr. Duvall contacted a friend of his who trained animals for Hollywood to bring an elephant to his farm and host a party for the boy and all of his school friends. So, I mean, that just really talks about what a special human being he was.
How are residents and officials today thinking about the loss of Robert Duvall, and how is the community handling this in this moment?
It's one of those things where you never want to see somebody pass, and your prayers are with their family and, of course, his wife, but also it's a celebration of everything he did for us. I mean, the impact he had on local government and votes that could have really allowed things to devastate this community. We're going to miss that, but we also celebrate it because he really made a huge difference.
Wow. Yeah, and you mentioned some of the conservation work that he did, some of the preservation that he worked. Can you talk a little bit about what some of those passions that he had outside of acting and the impact that he had on the community?
Sure, absolutely. Like I said, I mean, we actually saw votes go the other way, partly because of his, dynamic oratory in just a regular public comment. So 3 minutes in front of Board of Supervisors or in front of a town council, like everybody else, but bringing that passion through. He would donate. I mean, as you remember from the movie where he was a Latin dancer. He would donate lessons with him and his wife at their dance studio for schools to raise money for great causes. So, I mean, it's things like that that people will remember of him for years to come.
Do you see in the future, either whether it be the community itself or officials potentially doing some things to honor Mr. Duvall, whether it be in memorials or signs or things of that nature, or will there be more charity work done? What are some things you see the community doing in response, or the town itself?
Yeah, no, I mean, I could absolutely see that. We try to honor people who make an impact in our town, and also in the Plains. His farm was sort of right in between both of them and in Fauquier County. But I really think, the legacy is the good works.
Yeah.
And you can see it in the open spaces. You can see it in the money that was raised. You can see it in the new fire truck. So, his legacy is there, whether there's a plaque or not. But I think that's absolutely something fitting for him.
I know Middleburg has their own film festival, and so was that something that he was involved in?
I think at the beginning he was somewhat involved, but in later years, as the film festival took its own life and really became a large stand-up organization, I think he always participated and always supported the arts. So it was great to have his participation there.
What do you think, because I've been out to Middleburg, it's a beautiful part of the country, beautiful part of this region. What do you think about Middleburg and that entire region really, makes it, really in congruence, if you will, with film and with the arts, if you will? Where does that passion flow from?
Yeah. It's interesting because the town has been the scene of many different movies. An episode of The West Wing was filmed here once, although it was made to be New Hampshire. I don't know why it couldn't have been Virginia, right. In Middleburg.
Yeah.
But no, it's or whether it was Elizabeth Taylor being married to John Warner. There's always been that connectivity with Hollywood. And then when the Salamander and Sheila Johnson brought the film festival here, it was just kind of a natural fit for the community. It's been very successful, done very well, and it's something we're really proud of.
Wow. All right, so Tony mentioned The Apostle. If anyone out there wants to kind of get their fill of Robert Duvall, what movie would you recommend people watch?
Oh, for me, it's The Great Santini.
The Great Santini, excellent.
Yeah, my dad loves that one.
So, I'm going to go...
That is a great...
Very motivational.
People don't mention that often.
No, they don't. Obviously, also Lonesome Dove. So for me, I mean, on the more recent side, he was a great foil to Tom Cruise and Jack Reacher, if you've ever seen that first one. And also
The Judge.
With John Travolta in Phenomenon. He played like the small town doctor who, oh man, we could go on and on.
Yeah.
When Travolta moves that pen across the room, or makes the pages on the back jump up.
Oh,
that was different stuff.
It was great.
Truly, absolutely. Of course, The Godfather, of course, one of a kind.
Yeah, I mean, that just proves how talented he was. That we're talking about everything else, and then The Godfather is just
just straggles.
Well.
Oh,
that little movie on the side.
Exactly,
on the side. Mayor Bridge Littleton, thank you so much for spending some time with us here tonight and sharing your memories of the great Robert Duvall.
Great. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Tony P., we're going to take you live now to New Hampshire. This is